Hey everybody, Chevy Nobody Else's Auto. We got a cool car tonight that I'm super excited about. We've had a lot of great inventory hitting the ground, so definitely click that subscribe button. Start hanging out with us, see where this stuff comes from, where we find it, when we find it, we pull it in, and then see it when a lot of it starts going down the road to their new home. The car we got tonight, I think, is awesome. Didn't even really know what it was the first time I saw it. They didn't build a ton of these cars. They were very unique. They were very exclusive. A lot of them didn't survive because they were so huge that they were literally tanks. Car weighs in right around 6,000 pounds, almost 20 feet long. My trailer's 20 feet, and I didn't have a lot of extra space on the deck of my trailer when I got this thing loaded. It's a cool car. It's been inside for the last several decades. It was just pulled out of long-term storage about 6 or 8 months ago, shortly before I found it. It's not currently running, but it does turn over good. It's got some damaged wiring that I don't think it's going to be a huge deal to fix to get this thing back on the road. It's a cool car. Like I said, they didn't make a ton of them. A little over 14,000 of this version, the 4-door hardtop, about 2,500 and change on the 2-door hardtop. So roughly 17,000 of these cars ever produced. Most of them did not survive because a lot of them point blank got demo derbied because they are such a massive car and they are so well built and they are so heavy duty. They didn't survive. So I was really excited when I found this one. The first time I saw this car, the nose on it just blew me away. Just I literally don't think I've ever even seen one, but it is so neat. The 1973 Imperial Lebaron 4-door hardtop. This thing is awesome. Now, Imperials were their own brand. It was the Imperial by Chrysler, but it was not a Chrysler. Imperial was branded as itself. It was the luxury division. It was meant to compete directly with Cadillac and Lincoln and was branded as such. Obviously, we're standing here looking at the front of this thing and it is amazing. It is a knockout front end. Full hideaway headlights, full grille all the way across. These awesome cathedral looking park lights on each side. The headlights are right in here. This panel does flip up on each side. Full hideaway, full pop metal grille, the Imperial badge over here, the Imperial crest in the center of the hood. This thing is a beast and it is amazing. Now, a lot of cars from this era, they get lost. These big cars in the late 60s, early 70s, they're so overshadowed by the muscle cars that they never get the credit they deserve. You know, a lot of people looked at these as derby cars for several years. They stripped them down, they crashed them, they destroyed them. They're gone. This one survived. It is in pretty darn decent shape, but like I said, it was parked in the mid-80s, has been inside ever since until 6 or 8 months ago. So let's take a look at this thing. Let's step back and really take this thing in. It's a lot to take in. Like I said, the deck of my trailer is a full 20 feet, and I did not have a lot of room on either end when I had this Imperial on here. Now, Imperials were premier luxury cars. They were loaded to the gills with options. This one has even some special options on it, even for an Imperial, which is saying something because an Imperial was usually pretty loaded up to start with. This one has some really cool stuff on it. I really don't even know where to start on this car. There's so many neat things about it, so many cool features. So let's just start right up here at the corner. Obviously, I love this park light. Never seen anything else like it when you look at that park light design. This side marker doesn't have a little blinker. This side marker's, I bet that's over 12 inches long, probably 4 inches tall. I mean, it is a big, big side marker. Of course, everything on an Imperial is big. It has the turn signal indicators in the front fenders. That chrome peak rolls all the way down to the park light housing on the bumper. And then this crest molding all the way to the C-pillar on the back door. The side moldings, the wheel opening moldings, specific detail in all of them. We look at the side molding right here. This has a blue insert in the stainless. We look at the wheel opening molding. It is a ribbed wheel opening molding. The insert on the wheel opening molding also blue. Just an insane amount of crazy detail on these cars. So why is the trim blue? Why is the side molding blue? Why is the wheel opening molding blue? because inside she's blue. It's a little dusty. It's been in storage for years, but the side moldings, the wheel opening moldings, all that stuff matches the color of the interior. Obviously, we can see power seat on this side, so I'm sure we've got a power seat on the other side, but there again, this is an Imperial. It's loaded. Storage compartments in the doors. Let's see what we got in the glove box. Even Lebaron across the glove box in gold scroll. In here, we've still got the actual original owner's manual. We'll check that out here in just a second. And this actually fell off the back, the only Chrysler badge on the car. On the rear, we'll see where that goes here in just a minute. But it fell off after we picked it up, so we put it in here for safekeeping. Something else that we see that's kind of interesting inside of here. Obviously, we've got our owner's manual packet. Somebody baggied that up years ago to protect it. But there's a bag in here that says ASC. It's kind of odd. Yes, the American Sunroof Corporation. Believe it or not, yes, this car is factory sunroof. Right there, original sunroof, factory added to this Imperial Lebaron. I don't know what we've got in here. Sunroof operating instructions. Crank handle, says we need a crank handle. There's a cover, auxiliary drive cover. That is still here. We can see it right there. We see the auxiliary drive cover. We can see the headliner, how it covers all that in there. The sunroof option. Increase of 1 pound in cold tire pressure per tire is necessary to maintain the reserve load capacity. Wow, and the tire reserve load percentage is shown on the customer information sheet in this vehicle. You had to put 1 more pound of air in a sunroof car than you did on a regular car. And yes, we've actually still got our original sunroof crank handle, as per the instruction booklet, still in here. That's pretty neat. Put that all back in there for safekeeping. Whoever does something with this car is absolutely going to want all that information for sure. So, there are a couple of other things in here. These handles off the doors on the front are missing, but they are here. So apparently there was a spring or something that broke inside of these. These are for the front doors, and they go right there on each side. So they are here, they're just not currently on the doors. So let's put this back in here for safekeeping. We're going to spend a few minutes with what's in here because this is full of information. So we're going to dig this out in just a little bit and spend some time with it. But anyway, we'll take a little bit better look inside the car here. We'll go ahead and open this thing all the way up and check it out. Check out that blue interior. It is a lot of blue. And really, considering this thing is over 50 years old, it's a little dusty. It's been in storage for years, but it's not bad. Look at this big, huge rear window plug. These auxiliary dome lights in this window plug. Side pads back here for the rear seat passengers. I guess that way if you wanted to sleep, you could lay your head against these. Pull straps for the rear seat passengers. Check out that. The armrest has an actual metal handle on it to pull it down. Still all intact and in pretty good condition. There's a little bit of wear to this interior, but not bad. Original seat belts. Even the carpet looks good still. That's a lot of deep blue carpet. So let's work our way around the back of this big old Imperial. We see the Lebaron emblems on the C-pillar, since this is a Lebaron model, the Imperial Lebaron. The vinyl top does have some damage back here in the corner. Both rear corners are starting to separate and flake out off of that vinyl top. But there again, I think this car is completely original. I don't see anything that's ever been restored on this car. Like I said, it was driven for 14, 15 years. It looked like the last tags were in the mid 80s. Put inside, tucked away in a shed until recently. Now we looked at the front side marker lights. Look at these rear side marker lights. Massive shield, the big Imperial crest, then of course the Imperial lettering across it. These things were a statement. Definitely a statement. Around the back, we see these, once again, tall taillights mimicking the tall upright front park lights. The Imperial on the back, and here's where our little Chrysler badge should go. So we've still got it. Now this car came from Northwest Kansas, it looks like, Atwood. All kinds of bumper stickers on it. The United Methodist Church, the Centennial Celebration. Also has it, Keep the Whole World Singing. Some of that's coming apart, not sure what that said, SQSA something. I'm sure somebody will know what that is, but I don't. And the United States Armor Association. Now back in the 70s, these bumper stickers were a big, big deal. So check out these rear bumper guards. These things are massive. This is just a whole lot of car. We do still have what I believe to be the original dealer sticker on here from BeamGuard Motor Company, Atwood, Kansas. I believe that was the original selling dealer for this car. Beautiful big Imperial crest right in the middle. And even these bumpers are not beat up, scraped up, banged up. Just really in pretty clean shape. Looks like the trim for the backup light is broke, and that's really about it. As we come around over here to the driver's side of this Imperial, kind of more of the same. We can take a peek inside here before we close this back up. There again, it's dusty, it's been sitting for a long time, but even has these little side compartments in the rear armrests with a little snap on them. Your own cigarette lighter, your own ashtray, power windows, your own dome light switch. Probably for these little ones we saw on the inside of the C-pillar for the rear seat passengers. Let's check out up here in the driver's compartment. Now we do see a little bit of wear on the driver's side of the seat, which is the most common place to see some wear. Obviously full power over here as well. We do see our tire pressure recommendation sticker here, which we know is obviously not totally correct with this being a sunroof car. You need to add 1 more pound per tire cold because you got a sunroof. Inside of this Imperial, once again, like all these things, loaded to the gills. Tilt column. Telescoping column. You can put her wherever you want her to go. In, out, up, down, up, down. It'll do it all. But this thing is an Imperial. It's got it all. So in here, we got the trip set. Obviously, it's got the trip set, full gauge instrumentation, temp, oil pressure, alternator, actual gauges. It has the chronometer clock. It has automatic temp control. You can dial up your temperature. And it has that staple of the 70s, the AM, FM, 8-track. Oh yeah, the premium sound system of the 70s. Map light switches. From over here we can see our sunroof switch right there next to our manual plug. But there was the actual power switch. We can see the shoulder harness belts along the sides of the headliner. And just so you know exactly what you're driving as you're rolling down the highway, Imperial right there in front of you. Let's go ahead and pop the hood while we're in here. And from here we can kind of get a good look at the left side of the car. It's got dings, it's got dents, it's got scratches. It's got a little bit of rust starting to come through down in the quarter. A little bit in the lower front fender. But there again, this car is 50 years old and it's original. In fact, let's see exactly how old it is. Let's check that. Build date, October of 72. So just over 50 years old. Under this massive hood, and I mean massive. I measured this hood. It's a little over 5 by 6 feet. So this hood is about 30 square feet. So if you're building a bathroom and you need like an auxiliary ceiling or roof or something, it'll cover the whole thing. Maybe you're adding on a porch, 30 square foot of porch right here on an Imperial hood, if you've got one sitting around. A lot of options. But under here, there's the 440. Everything under here is pretty much intact. It's got some wiring damage that is going to need to be fixed, but from sitting for over the years, something got in and tore up some of the wires. But for the most part, this thing looks very, very original. Mopar sticker on the AC compressor. Over here, it even has Chrysler Corporation plug wires on it still. This huge front bumper headlight assembly. We've got our motor and everything for our hideaways. All this mechanism is still here. The springs are still there, not broken. We see the factory cruise control stuff. So let's see what we can do with this thing. Like I said, I know with the wiring damage, it won't start, but I think this thing will turn over. So let's see what we've got here with a booster pack. Well, sounds good turning over. Don't think it's going to take a ton to get this running. I'm not that guy. I move way too much iron. So going through the full tune-up and all that stuff, that's not me. But this thing, I think, has a lot of potential. Like I said, it sure turned over good just by hooking a battery to it. And don't think it's going to take a ton to get this thing back on the road. Get that old 440 back to life, breathing good, and going down the road. So neat old car. And a whole lot of hood, like a lot of hood. That is a lot of hood. It's a huge hood. So anyway, we got something else to check out. I told you guys we were going to dig into this. Let's check and see what we've got in the owner's manual here. So we got all kinds of stuff in here. Obviously, here is our 73 Imperial owner's manual, the original one for the car, with all the basics in it. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff in here. Let's turn that the other way. What is all of this? Okay. Starting off with Chrysler consumer information. Vehicle stopping distance, acceleration, passing. Has the VIN number on it, 3101, Chrysler Imperial Lebaron. This is the piece of paper that this car was born with. It was shipped with this piece of paper when it was brand new. National General Insurance Company accident loss report. Okay, that must have been the insurance company. Still even has a sticker with it. It's kind of funny. Obviously not specific to Chrysler, but kind of odd seeing something like that still after all these years. Electrical build card, 1973 series. So this is like a punch card, 3101. So the VIN matches for how this car was built, I guess. It does list all these different options and literally punches based on how it was built. Not sure how this worked, but obviously it's 3101, it's got the correct VIN, so it's for this car. Come aboard the Chrysler fleet. The Chrysler crew makes things easy for you. Chrysler Marine. Yes, they had a Chrysler Marine flyer in here in the owner's manual packet. Get in on the wonderful world of water fun with a new Chrysler boat, sailboat, outboard, or water skis. Choose from many different and exciting new styles. Please send me literature on the boats, the sailboats, the outboard motors, or the skis. So this thing is still very unmolested to have all this stuff still with it. Goodyear polysteel tires, 5 of 72. So this is a period correct piece of literature as well for Goodyear tires. Did you forget anything? Chrysler accessories. Oh wow, check some of this stuff out. This is a big fold out. Add-on air conditioning. Obviously this car had factory air. AM, FM, power antenna. This car's equipped with all of that. But even number 8, stereo 8 tape players. 9 portable and home units available from Chrysler. Of course, power steering, power brakes. Being an Imperial, this car obviously loaded with all of that stuff. Patternique car mats. Check out those floor mats that were available from Chrysler. Cruise. Obviously, we saw this car does have cruise. Factory fire extinguisher. All kinds of cool stuff available from Chrysler. Mopar fluids. We've got a big collection of those. Check some of those out on some of our other videos. Trash can, door edge guards, Kleenex dispenser, locking gas cap. Of course, luggage racks for station wagons, tacks. Cassette player with recorder. All kinds of cool stuff. There again, original literature still with this car, been in there since October of 72. Check this out, the warranty card. The original warranty card, November 22nd of 72, with the dealer's name on it. Electronic security alarm, the Chrysler electronic security alarm. An important message from your Chrysler man in Detroit, Brian Nichols, Vice President in charge of Consumer Affairs at Chrysler. Chrysler Corporation Cares talks about the dealer base. And this is an interesting little slip of paper. October 20th, 1972. Chrysler Corporation company-owned vehicle pass. So, not really sure what this is. If this was a factory executive vehicle for a month or two, it does have the VIN on it, 3101. Company-owned vehicle pass. October 20th, the car was put in service about a month later. So was this a test vehicle? Was it used by an executive for a few weeks? Don't know. I worked for Chrysler in the late 90s, early 2000s. And of course we had company cars, but at that point we weren't using slips of paper like this, so not really sure, but does kind of add to the mystery of whether this was an executive vehicle for a while, or maybe it was used for an event or something. You know, sometimes they would pull fleet vehicles and send them to like races and things like that. They were sponsoring to shuttle people around or move dignitaries. And obviously this would have been the car if you were moving dignitaries around an event. Maybe this car had a history like that. Maybe it was shipped to some event to haul dignitaries around for speeches or something. Who knows? But just kind of an interesting piece of paper that definitely adds to the mystery of this car. And we know it's for this car because it's got the VIN number on it. And last but not least, yes, we actually have the original Chrysler window sticker for this Imperial. VIN 3101. So let's check this thing out. Obviously the Imperial LeBaron 4-door hardtop. Comes standard with AC, auto temp control, 444 barrel, electronic ignition, torque flight automatic, power steering, windows, disc brakes, left remote mirror, the cornering lights we just looked at, wheel covers, light package, 3-speed windshield wipers, undercoating, hood insulator pad, the digital clock we saw, the big foam seat cushions we checked out, the vinyl top, master warning light system, passenger recliner, color keyed vinyl side moldings like we checked out, the big deep cut pile carpeting we looked at. Lots of cool stuff. Base price $6,897 in end of 1972 on this 1973 model Imperial. But what else did this car get? 50/50 leather seating. We looked at those 50/50 power seats, $154 option. Accessory group, not sure what that entailed, but it was $46.90. Of course, we had the automatic transmission with the 444 barrel standard on this Imperial LeBaron. Here's an important option though. There it is, M51, that factory sunroof. $584.75 option on that sunroof. Automatic speed control. Cruise was not that common yet. $93.10 for the factory cruise control. Power 50/50 seat. Left and right 6-way, $223.20 for those power seats. Deck lid release, $32.75. And here's what I find interesting. AM/FM stereo with 8-track. We looked at that in the dash. It is all still there, just like it should be. That was a $410.75 option for that radio. The sunroof was $584, so it was $175 less than a factory power sunroof. So that stereo was expensive. That AM/FM 8-track was a high dollar option, even on an Imperial LeBaron. Steering wheel, tilt and telescoping, just like we checked out in 9470. And then of course the vinyl top, the vinyl body side moldings, just like what came with that Imperial package. And the wide sidewall steel belted radios was a $79.70 option. Destination charge of $196 brought the window sticker to this car $8,812.85. That was a slug of money at the end of 1972. But there again, this was a premium premier car. So, there you have it. Obviously, I'm excited about it. I love this thing. I can't wait to see what happens with it. I can't wait for somebody to get their hands on this thing, get it running, get it back on the road. Obviously, it's been sitting for about 40 years. The brakes are up on it, so the brakes are not completely shot. They're going to need gone through, but they are still up. It does have a good solid pedal. Like I said, there is some wiring that needs to be replaced. It's going to need a full tune-up, things like that, I'm sure. But engine still has oil in it, cranks over good, and just such a unique car, such a unique design. I mean, you look at this front end. If you take this thing down to your local cruise night, I am pretty sure you are going to have the only 73 Imperial LeBaron at your cruise night. And that's what's fun about this stuff. Something different, something unique. You know, there's plenty of 69 Camaros out there. There's plenty of Chevelles out there. There's plenty of Mustangs out there. I really don't think these cars get their credit for what they really are, because these are great cars. They're great cruisers. You can take 27 of your buddies with you if you need it, and you still got plenty of room. The paint on this car, like I said, I think a lot of it will buff out, touch up. I would hate to have to try to paint this car. That is a ton of real estate. But there again, this car is going to make an awesome cruiser, and it's going to be a ton of fun for just some basic maintenance type work. That's what's so great about it. Being stored like that, it preserved the car. And obviously, I'm not going to tell you it doesn't need some work, but man, this thing is cool. It has so many unique features, so many unique styling cues. From the front bumper, the hideaway headlights, the upright park lights, the upright tail lights, the front side markers, the rear side markers with the big crest in them. To me, this car is a win-win-win all the way around, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Tons of documentation on it, all the original paperwork. And like I said, maybe this was an executive vehicle or assigned to an event. This car could have very easily hauled dignitaries at some fancy event that Chrysler was involved with. It's just so cool. So anyway, if you're interested in this Imperial or any of the other 2,000 cars and trucks we've got here on the ground at Nobody Else's Auto, just give me a call. 620-786-4428. Having a short conversation on the phone about this Imperial or any other few thousand cars and trucks we've got in stock is the only way to do it. I need as much information from you as possible, year, make, model, body style, to know exactly what you're looking for, or to get into the details on this old Imperial. We can do so much more on the phone in 2 or 3 minutes than we could do in 2 weeks worth of texts. So that's why I like the phone call. We can get a lot done a lot quicker. Obviously, I'm excited about this car. I was excited when I found it. I think it is so cool. I can't wait to see what the next chapter for this thing is. I can't wait for somebody to have this thing running, rolling, pile your buddies in it, head down to your cruise night and have a blast. And you'll probably have the only 73 Imperial Lebaron there. So, neat car, tons of documentation. Can't wait to see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed finding it, cleaning it up, and bringing it to you. And I can't wait to find a home for this thing. So stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. Click that subscribe button. Check out some of the other videos. It's a lot of fun finding this old stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the Imperial Lebaron. Stay tuned. A lot more cool stuff coming up. Thanks for watching the video, and we sure hope to see you soon on the next one.